Capricorn, the last week of April will change your destiny forever. Capricorn, what if I told you that the final days of April are not merely a passage of time, but a celestial summons meant only for you? Have you noticed the shift? The silence before something profound? A certain heaviness in the air, like the universe is holding its breath before delivering a sacred truth? This isn't imagination, it's recognition, because something extraordinary is aligning for you. The last week of April is opening a rare and potent energetic window, a cosmic alliance between Saturn, your ruling planet, and the deep forces of eclipse season. These aren't random alignments. They are the stirrings of ancient energy, returning to awaken what has long been dormant within your spirit. Your intuition, Capricorn, is being activated, not softly, but like thunder echoing through your bones. This period, from April 24th to April 30th, holds a portal of transformation, one that won't reopen in this exact form for another 12 years. The kind of shift that turns fear into clarity, pain into power, and silence into soul-awakening truth. You may have already felt the signs, dreams that feel too vivid to dismiss, conversations that seem fated, or a sudden pull to walk away from something you've outgrown. These are not accidents, they are invitations. Here on Esoteric Wisdom, I'm Elizabeth, psychologist, astrologer, and spiritual storyteller, and I'm here not just to guide you, but to remind you of who you truly are beneath the burdens, beneath the armor, beneath the expectations. If your spirit has been waiting for a sign, this is it, and if you feel it too, I invite you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Share this message with another Capricorn whose soul has been waiting to remember. Now, let's walk through this portal together. Chapter 1. The Shadow Before the Breakthrough. Capricorn, before the light returns, the shadow must speak. In this final stretch of April, you may feel more agitated than inspired, restless in your own skin, questioning choices that once felt solid, wondering why, despite all your efforts, something still feels unfinished. But this is not regression, it's revelation. You see, Saturn, your ancient ruler, has been whispering through discomfort. It's been stationed in a tense relationship with the eclipse energies stirring around April's end. These are not gentle nudges, they are tectonic shifts. And they demand honesty. You might feel like you're standing at a crossroads with no clear signs. Old structures, jobs, relationships, habits, may feel like they're crumbling. You may be tempted to hold on tighter, to control, to resist. That's the Capricorn instinct. But the universe isn't punishing you. It's preparing you. What's breaking down is exactly what cannot follow you into this next chapter of your soul's evolution. Let's talk about the emotional impact. You may feel unusually sensitive, something you rarely show others. Doubts may arise. Buried fears about failure, rejection, or not being enough might resurface. But these are echoes from your past, not prophecies of your future. In fact, they're illusions, old energetic debts coming due before you're granted full access to what's next. Psychologically, this period is pressing on your root chakra, your sense of safety, control, and identity. It's not just about material security. It's about internal sovereignty. Who are you when the roles fall away? Who are you when no one is watching? This week, the truth will become too loud to ignore. A conversation may shake you. A plan may fall through. Someone may reveal a side of themselves that breaks the illusion. But all of it serves one purpose, to wake you up. Capricorn, the universe isn't asking you to be perfect, it's asking you to be present. To allow the breakdown, because something far more aligned is breaking through. This is the shadow before the sunrise. The discomfort before the wings emerge. So, if you've been feeling unmoored, lost between what was and what could be, know this. You are exactly where you need to be. The silence isn't empty, it's sacred. The wait isn't punishment, it's preparation. You are not falling apart. You are molting. The old self, the one that settled, survived, and sacrificed, is shedding. What remains is not weaker, but wiser, clearer, sovereign. So breathe, surrender, and trust the crumbling, because the most powerful transformations begin in the stillness before the leap. Chapter 2. The Cosmic Alignment and Your Awakening. Capricorn, You were never meant to stay small. And the universe, in its quiet brilliance, is orchestrating a series of cosmic events that will remind you of this truth. From April 24th to April 30th, a rare alignment unfolds. Saturn, your ruler, is softening under the influence of Neptune's ethereal pull, while Pluto, the agent of transformation, prepares to retrograde. And amidst this, a lingering eclipse energy, like a cosmic drumbeat, echoes through your chart, pressing against your need for control. This isn't chaos, it's cosmic choreography. You are being divinely guided to face what you've outgrown. The comfort zones that once gave you stability are now suffocating. The relationships you tolerated are now draining. The work you once called meaningful now feels misaligned. This discomfort is not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're waking up. Let me speak to your heart. You have sacrificed much. Capricorn, too much, perhaps. In the name of duty, you've built foundations for others, carried burdens that weren't yours to carry, stayed quiet when you should have spoken, stayed still when your spirit longed to move. But this April, the portal opens for you. There will be synchronicities, powerful ones. A message out of nowhere. A dream so vivid it feels more real than your waking life. A stranger who says exactly what your soul needed to hear. These are not random. They are cosmic confirmations. Psychologically, this week marks an awakening of your solar plexus, your inner authority. Your sense of, I can. You'll feel a new kind of confidence rising, not loud or arrogant, but steady and undeniable. Not the kind that begs for approval, but the kind that whispers, I remember who I am. Healing is also embedded in this alignment. Emotional patterns passed down through generations are ready to be released. This might come through difficult conversations, or quiet inner realizations. Either way, you are clearing karma, not just for yourself, but for your lineage. And what about intuition? You might be surprised to feel yours heightening this week. Capricorn, known for logic and structure, will begin to dream more, sense more, feel more. Your dreams may carry messages. Numbers like 1111 or 444 may appear. Follow them, trust them. Your mind is not playing tricks, it's catching up to your soul. This isn't about fantasy, it's about remembering. Remembering that you are both the architect and the mystic. That your structure is sacred, but your spirit is limitless. That your path is not linear, it spirals upward. And this week marks a turn in the spiral. So here is your invitation. Don't run from the strange. Don't explain away the signs. Lean into the mystery. Let your heart be guided just as much as your mind. Because when Saturn, the great teacher, meets the dream world, something miraculous happens. Wisdom becomes liberation. And Capricorn, your liberation begins the moment you stop forcing and start flowing. You are not behind. You are being prepared. Let go of the timeline. Let go of the shoulds. Let go of the illusion that strength means silence. True strength is being honest with yourself, radically, tenderly honest. This portal is not just about external success. It's about reclaiming your inner sovereignty. And from there, everything changes. Everything. Chapter 3. Manifestation through alignment. Capricorn, manifestation isn't just about desire, it's about alignment. And this week, the universe is offering you one of the most powerful windows to align your inner frequency with outer opportunity. From April 24th to 30th, the vibrational field surrounding your sign is amplified. Why? Because the planetary tides have carved out a brief, rare opening, a sacred portal through which intention crystallizes into reality faster than usual. But the question is, are you ready to receive? The truth is, you've been manifesting all along. But like a radio slightly off frequency, the signal was fuzzy. You were trying to create with fragmented energy, half faith, half fear, and the results reflected that. But this week, the signal clears. It begins with clarity, not the mental kind, but soul clarity. You'll suddenly feel pulled toward a specific decision, a certain person, a bold vision. It may feel irrational, but it will feel right. That's alignment. That's manifestation in motion. Capricorn, you are not just a builder of worlds, you are a vessel of frequency. And frequency is everything. Astrologically, Venus and Mars are forming soft aspects to Saturn during this time. This brings harmony between action and value, between love and commitment, between willpower and worthiness. You'll begin to feel worthy of the things you've always worked for, but secretly doubted you deserved. That's the shift. Psychologically, this is a week of reframing. Old mental loops like, I'm not ready, or, I have to wait, will begin to collapse. Your inner narrative changes from survival to creation. From, I must endure, to, I choose to thrive. It's important that you become intentional this week. Write down what you truly want. Be specific. And more importantly, feel it. Imagine what it feels like to already have it. Let your nervous system experience it now. This is how we align the inner world with the outer outcome. Spiritually, the veil is thin. Dreams may reveal strategies. Meditations may feel more potent. You may find yourself speaking something aloud and then watching it unfold days later. This is the universe's way of saying, you're tuned in. Keep going. But there's a warning too. Distractions will appear. Not all opportunities are aligned. Something shiny may tempt you, but it will lack soul. Your task is to discern, not through logic, but through vibration. If it feels off, walk away. If it expands you, step in. This is a week of soul-led decision-making. Let me offer you a practice. At sunrise or sunset, sit quietly, place your hand over your heart and ask yourself, what is ready to emerge? What is ready to be received? Then say aloud, I am ready now. Feel the shift. Trust what you hear. Because the truth is, Capricorn, the universe isn't giving you anything this week. It's simply mirroring back what you've already become. And what you've become is magnificent. Your energy is stabilizing, your vision is sharpening, and your reality is starting to catch up with your worth. This is not luck. This is frequency. This is you, remembering how to wield your power, not through force, but through resonance. So don't waste this portal. Act, speak, choose, move. Because every small decision you make in alignment this week will echo through the rest of the year, quietly anchoring a reality that finally matches who you've become inside. Chapter 4. The healing that changes everything. Capricorn, true healing isn't soft. It's not a gentle breeze that passes through without consequence. It's a fire. A sacred fire that burns away the illusions you've built around who you think you have to be, and reveals who you truly are. This week, that fire burns through you, not to destroy you, but to release you. As Saturn slowly shifts into a more reflective aspect and eclipse energy pulses in the backdrop. Old wounds rise not to haunt, but to heal. You may feel emotionally raw, unexpectedly sensitive, even exposed. But what if I told you that this vulnerability is the doorway to your next level of power? Capricorn, you've worn armor for so long. You've held space for others, carried the load in silence, and endured in ways no one else sees. But now, the universe is whispering, you don't have to do this the hard way anymore. This is the moment of surrender. Psychologically, your inner child is calling out this week, asking to be seen. That younger version of you, the one who had to be strong before they were ready, who learned that love was conditional, or success was earned through self-sacrifice, that child is surfacing. Not to weaken you, but to reunite with you. You may experience flashes of memory, long-forgotten moments that still hold emotional weight. Grief you thought had passed may revisit you in quiet hours. Let it come, let it move through, because in allowing those tears, you're not falling apart, you're reintegrating. Spiritually, this is a moment of soul retrieval. You are calling back the fragmented parts of yourself that you had to leave behind in moments of survival. The strong you, the sensitive you, the intuitive, mystical you, the wise you, they're all returning. And when they do, you become whole. Astrologically, this week activates your Chiron line, the wounded healer archetype. It invites you to transmute past pain into present wisdom. You may be drawn towards spiritual practices, holistic healing, or sacred rituals. Follow the pull. These aren't distractions, they are divine appointments with your own soul. And don't be surprised if a mentor or guide shows up. Someone who reflects back to you the wisdom you forgot you carried. This may be a person, a book, or even a message overheard in passing. These are breadcrumbs. Follow them. Your body, too, is part of this healing. Listen to it. The back pain, the sleeplessness, the tension in your chest. These are messengers. Offer them rest, nourishment, movement. Don't push through. Tend to yourself with the care you so easily give to others. And here's the truth that may feel uncomfortable. Healing is not about fixing what's broken. It's about finally believing that you were never broken to begin with. Capricorn, your power doesn't come from perfection. It comes from presence, from the courage to sit with yourself in the messiness, and still choose love, still choose grace, still choose you. This week, you will feel a shift, a quiet knowing, a softening, and from that softening, a new kind of strength will rise, not the kind that fights, but the kind that radiates. You are not who you were even a week ago. You are becoming someone gentler, wiser, whole. This is the healing that changes everything, not because it erases the pain, but because it transforms your relationship to it. And when you emerge from this portal, you won't just be stronger, you'll be free. Chapter 5. The Rise of Your True Destiny. Capricorn, this is the moment the story changes. Not because fate suddenly favors you, but because you are finally ready to claim what was always meant to be yours. As the final days of April unfold, the cosmic portal reaches its full intensity. Everything, the emotional turbulence, the endings, the synchronicities, has been building to this, a profound energetic pivot. A moment where what once felt heavy now feels clear, where what once confused you now feels obvious, where your next step no longer requires permission, only courage. This week, Saturn, the planet of discipline and karma, meets with the final degrees of a karmic cycle, signaling completion. For Capricorn, this isn't just another astrological update, it's the breaking of a soul contract that kept you stuck in outdated patterns of over-responsibility, emotional withholding, and silent endurance. Now, the old cycle is dissolving, and with it, your old identity. Psychologically, this is the rebirth of your personal narrative. The voice in your head that once said, "I have to be strong," is now being replaced with, "I deserve to be supported." The story that once whispered, "Don't take up too much space," is becoming, "My presence is powerful and needed." Spiritually, the veil is lifting. You may feel moments of extraordinary clarity, like your soul is speaking in full sentences. Decisions that once caused paralysis will feel simple. People who once drained you will fall away effortlessly. Not through conflict, but through completion. You are not rejecting them. You're simply vibrating higher. And with that rise comes responsibility, not the kind you used to carry like a burden, but sacred responsibility, to speak your truth, to protect your energy, to walk your path even if no one understands it yet. This week, you will be tested, but not to punish you, to initiate you. A final situation may arise, one that mirrors the old you, a pattern, a temptation, a role you once accepted out of fear or guilt. And in that moment, you'll choose differently. You'll feel it in your body. You'll breathe deeper. You'll say no without apology, or yes without fear. And that, Capricorn, is your true initiation. The universe isn't just opening doors for you, it's opening realms. New dimensions of purpose, leadership, love, and spiritual resonance, but they are only accessible to the version of you who knows they're worthy. You don't need to strive anymore. You need to align. Let go of who you were trained to be. Remember who you chose to be before the world tried to shape you. This is the return to your original frequency, the one you were born with, before life asked you to forget. And now that you're remembering, everything changes. The choices you make this week will echo through the rest of the year, and perhaps through the next 12. Choose from your healed self. Choose from your wisdom. Choose from your wholeness. Because this isn't just another turning point. This is your arrival. Conclusion: you are not who you were. Capricorn, what you've just walked through wasn't a weekly forecast. It was a spiritual initiation. You've faced the discomfort. You've sat with the shadow. You've felt the weight of truth pressing against the shell of your former self, and now you've cracked open. This isn't about escaping pain. It's about transmuting it. You've witnessed how pain can become insight, how endings are often disguised beginnings, and how intuition, when honored, becomes the most trustworthy guide you'll ever know. What's happening right now is bigger than a breakthrough, it's a rebirth. In just a few days, you've crossed a threshold that most avoid for years. And now, you're no longer who you were. You are becoming someone new, someone truer, someone free. So I ask you now, will you return to the past that no longer fits, or step boldly into the future that your soul has been preparing for lifetimes? If this message has spoken to your inner knowing, if it reflected something you couldn't yet put into words, share your story in the comments below. What have you been feeling? What signs have appeared? What truth has been rising in you? We are not meant to walk this path alone. Your story could be the mirror that another Capricorn needs. And if your soul resonates with this journey, like, share, and subscribe to join this sacred space of awakening. We are all remembering together. You are not broken. You are breaking open. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not alone. You are a chosen one. When the soul is ready, the stars align, and when the heart says yes, the universe answers with miracles.